I think these sides are gone. I can't see a way for any of these sides to stay up. Now, it is only halfway through the season, so there is a chance, but very unlikely. Looking at West Brom, they've conceded 50 goals, and we're only halfway through the season, so that is just shocking and really unacceptable for a Premier League side. Looking at Sheffield United, they've only scored 12 goals. That is also unacceptable and shocking. And then there's Fulham. Their defensive record is good, but they've only scored 17 goals, so that's also dreadful. Now, looking at these teams, I guess you could try and make a case for how they could stay up, but I'm not sure it works out too well. When you look at each side's next five fixtures, it's not looking good. Starting with Sheffield, they've got West Brom at home, which I think they'll win, so that's a good start. But when you look at the rest of their games, they've got Chelsea at home, which I think they'll lose that. Then they've got West Ham away, which they'll lose that as well because West Ham have been very good this season and it's going to be a tough game. And they're also a top 10 side. Then there's Fulham away, which that is a winnable game, but again, I don't think Sheffield United will do well away from home. And then there's Liverpool at home, which you think they'd lose that as well. So when you look at these five games, there's only really two winnable ones, which is West Brom at home and Fulham away. So when you take all this into account, I think Sheffield will actually pick up 4 out of the next 15 points they have. So they'll win 1, get a point, um, and yeah, I think that's about it. I can't see them getting more than that. I can't see them getting more than 4 points out of 15 in the next 5 games. It just seems like way too much. And that's one of the main reasons why they're going to go down because they're not going to really score enough goals to get them enough results to stay up. And right now they're on 8 points, so yeah, things are looking really bad. Alright, so then there's West Brom. They've got Sheffield United away, which they could win that, but I think they'll lose. Then they've got Tottenham away, which I think they'll definitely lose that. Then Man United at home. They could get a result out of that, but depending on which Man United team shows up, but I think they'll lose that. Then there's Burnley away, which I think they'll lose. I think Burnley have been very, very good the last couple of months, so they'll be tough to play against. And then there's Brighton at home, which I think they'll actually win that. I think Brighton are another team that are sort of in the relegation battle, but I think they'll pick up enough points to stay up. So overall, I think West Brom will pick up 3 out of the next 15 points, which is pretty poor actually, especially at this stage of the season. They're going to be running against the clock. Like right now, all these sides need to be picking up, like they just need to be picking up as many points as possible so that they can stay up. But I just don't think it's going to happen for any of these sides. And the last team is Fulham. So they've got Leicester at home, which yeah, they'll lose that. Actually, in the reverse fixture, they won that. So maybe they have a chance of winning this. Since they've beaten Leicester already, maybe they could go on to win this game, but I kind of doubt it. I think against Leicester early on this season, I think they probably got kind of lucky, although they did play well in that game, so it's probably ignorant of me to say it was lucky, but I just think they'll lose this time. And then there's West Ham at home. So the next 2 games they've got at home, so that is favourable, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think they'll lose against West Ham, even though in the other game they played, I think that was very close as well. They probably should have gotten a draw out of that game, but they didn't. I think I'm being very harsh on Fulham. I think they've actually played decently this season, but the real problem is that they've been getting way too many draws, and it could happen the same could happen this time around. They could get a draw against Leicester and West Ham, but I just feel like they'll lose those games. Then there's Everton away, which I think they'll lose that. Then Sheffield at home, which they could win. Um, but I think it'll be a draw though. I just think with the way Fulham plays, they kind of allow teams to put pressure on them. So I think Sheffield will end up scoring. And then there's Crystal Palace away, which I think they'll lose. So overall, I think they'll pick up 1 out of the next 15 points, which at this stage of the season is really, really that you just need to be picking up points, wins, points, and trying to climb up that league table. So obviously that's not going to be great. And obviously, I could be wrong. So I could be completely wrong about all these sides. Who knows? All these sides could somehow go on this massive winning streak and climb up the league table and stay up. But I really doubt it. We're halfway through the season, so we pretty much know how these sides play and what kind of results they're going to get. The other sides to mention are Brighton and Newcastle, which I think they're still in the relegation battle, but I think they'll just stay up. And yeah, that's about it.